Hey guys, welcome back. So we have now the cosine rule. Same purpose. We are dealing with non-right angle triangles, working out a side or an angle, but I guess it depends on limited information that won't fit in the context of the sine rule. Okay, so the traditional sine rule is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2 times bc multiplied by the cosine of a. And the good thing about all of this is that if you have this, I guess, to refer to, it's just a knowledge and understanding of how to substitute the values in, rely on your algebra and linear equation skills, and then you'll get your answer. Okay, so now the reference of a squared and a if we were to say, well, b squared, because we've got a, b, and c, then it's basically going to be a squared plus c squared minus 2 ac cosine of b. And if you are working with c squared, then you can say b squared plus, well, let's go a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. Okay, so you're just rearranging things, looking at any of them, but ultimately you're just working with the one. Okay. All right. So let's put this into practice. Here we have a triangle, labeling them A, B, and C. We've got small c. I'm going to make that 10. Small a. We're going to make that 6. Vertex B is 76 degrees, and we don't know what B is. Okay, so just showing you, if we relied on, say, A of sine A is equal to B over sine B, okay, we do have A, we don't have B, we do have sine B, but we also don't have sine A. So the pieces of information is complete because we have two unknowns. Okay, so obviously we can't work with with the sine rule. So this is where we're left with the cosine rule to work out what we have. So let's work out what B is. Okay, so I'm going to use this formula to work out what b squared is equal to a squared, which is 36. So 36, and then c squared is 100. Okay, minus 2 times of a times c. So a times c is 60. So I'll just expand this, okay, just for your reference. So 2 times 6 times 10 times cosine of b, which in this case is 76. Okay, let's simplify this. We've got 136. 6 times 10 is 60, times 2 is 120, times cosine of 76. Now, it's important that you don't just go, well, 136 minus 120 is going to be, what, 16? Because you need to understand that 120 is multiplied to cosine of 76. Therefore, you need to apply that first before you do anything else. So let's get our calculator. And let's go 120 times cosine of 76, close brackets, is going to equal 29. Okay, but notice that we've got a negative, so we need minus 29. So we can say then 136 minus 29 is then equal to 107. That is b squared. So to get b on its own, we need to square root both sides, and the square root of that is, let's control that, and 107, enter, and approximate 10.34. Okay, so we've just worked out the side of a non-right angled triangle using the cosine rule. We'll move on to working out the angle of a non-right angled triangle using cosine rule. So let's draw a triangle here, and just label the parts. I'm going to say B is equal to 7, so A is equal to 4, and C equals to 9. So notice that we don't know what that angle is, we don't know what that angle is, we don't know what that angle is. In order to work out the angles, obviously you can do two equations and then deduct from 180 to get the third. So let's work out one. And let's just go a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. Okay, so the aim is to work out what this angle is first. All right, so a squared 16, b squared 49, c squared 81 minus 2 times 7 times 9 cosine of a. So 81 plus 49, 120, 130. Okay. Then this is 63, 126. So minus 126 multiplied by cosine of a is equal to 16. Then let's work out a few things from here. Or we can basically subtract 130 from both sides. So we'll get 114 minus 114 is equal to minus 126 times cosine of a. So calculator time. So well, no, my mistake. We're going to divide both sides by minus 126. And we're left with cosine. If I redrew this, cosine of a is equal to 114 divided by 126. Okay. I've taken away the negatives because 2 negatives makes a positive. To get angle A, we're going to use the inverse. So angle A is the inverse of 114 divided by 126. Okay, now we're ready for the calculator. So we've got the inverse cosine of 114 divided by 126. Close brackets, and we'll get 25. We'll just have it 25, round it to 25 degrees. Okay, so now that we know that this is 25 degrees, we can then move on to the next one and do exactly the same thing. Let's do b squared. Okay, so b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. All right, so b squared here is 49, a squared is 16 plus 81 minus 2 times 9 times 2 times 4 times 9 cosine of b, which is what we're working out. So we've got 97 equals 49 minus 36, so 72 cosine of b. And we're going to subtract 97 from both sides. We end up getting, brain's a little bit slow today, 49 minus 97 is minus 48 is equal to minus 72 cosine of b. Obviously divide both sides by 72, so we've got 48 divided by 72. I've automatically taken out the two negatives to make a positive cosine of b. So b is going to equal the inverse of cosine of that ratio 48 divided by 72. So getting our calculator out, inverse cosine of 48 divided by 72 is equal to 48 degrees. So b is equal to 48. So we know that this is 48. Therefore, if we want to know what c is, then we'll just go 180 minus 25 minus 48 is equal to 107. So 107 is going to be the answer for angle C. And just putting, so C is equal to 180 minus 25 minus 48. C is equal to 107 degrees. Awesome. So there you have it, guys, using cosine rule to work out angles and also the side of a non-right angle triangle where the sine rule does not accommodate. Any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, see you in the next one.